Hello and welcome to the Success Showcase. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin from the Modern Observer Group. And with me, as always, is Chip Janiszewski from the Happiness and Success GPS. Chip, Happy New Year. How are you doing?
Doing great. Happy new decade to you, too.
Yes, we're starting out a brand new year, brand new decade. And that leads us right into our topic because what better time to give yourself a fresh start? And that's what we're going to talk about, different ways you can do that, how you can figure out exactly where it is you want to go and figure out better ways to get there. I saw a great meme on social media. It says 2020 is going to be exactly the same as 2019 if you do all the same things and don't make a change. And
Yeah,
it's
trying the same thing, trying to do something the same way and expect things to change. Exactly. I mean, that's,
exactly. Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
yep. The only thing that changes is the level of pain.
Right. So we're talking about a fresh start. And what does that mean? Does that mean changing your goals? Does that mean changing your approach to your goals? And only you can really answer that question because what a fresh start means to each person is unique to that person. It's the same thing as trying to define success. Only you really know what success means to you. So only you really know what a fresh start means to you. So the first step is actually figuring that out. Are you trying to still accomplish a goal that you haven't accomplished yet? Are you looking at creating new goals? Your first step in getting a fresh start is figuring out where it is you're going with that fresh start.
Yeah. And we've talked a lot in the past about strategic planning, both for business, obviously, but personal strategic planning too. And what your personal strategic plan is basically laying out goals for every facet of your life, not just business, but family, spiritual, physical, those different things. And the more that you can lay these things out and write them down and then set them up as SMART goals so that you can start attacking them, that's a great way to do things. But as always, if you can start out with a written list and then prioritize them and work SMART goals, which means you have to have a deadline on every single one, that's a great way to start that. And again, look at every different facet of your life. I went online and there's a whole bunch of different lists as far as different types of things for business and personal and so on and so forth. But um, I found a quick one that said 7 ways to make a healthy, fresh start. And this is more personal, but it says make a priority of maintaining your health, developing an attitude of gratitude, committing to becoming more physically fit, resolving to make quality sleep a priority, working on your social relationships, brightening somebody else's life, making learning a lifelong habit. Now, those are all different things where even one of them is a great start to the year, but these are different things to kind of pique your interest. And if you are sitting out there saying, where do I start? It's not a bad idea to just go online, just Google fresh start and see what comes up because that'll pique your interest.
Yeah, that's a great place to start figuring out what it means to you. And it's also, if you're giving yourself a fresh start, something you can do is go over your existing goals. Hopefully, you've already created some for 2019 or possibly even older than that. Take a good look at them. People change, situations change. Are these goals still applicable to you? If they're not, get rid of them. You don't have to stick to it just because you made it a year ago or 2 years ago. You've changed. Your goals should change along with you. So if there's something that's been on your to-do list for a year and you still haven't gotten to it, it's probably not that important to you. Take it off the list. Don't bring all of that new baggage into the new year or old baggage into the new year, excuse me.
Yeah, obviously getting organized is a big part of it. So, I mean, there's long lists out there, but certain points like cleaning up your workspace, starting the year with a clean desktop, starting the year with a clean desktop on your computer too, instead of having a zillion different things on there. That was one of the things that's recommended. If your desktop has become a catch-all for all your documents, photos, screenshots, PDFs, and downloads, it's time to clean it up and embrace a folder system. And so having an organizer like you have done yourself as far as what you share with people is really, really important. But it's a great time to clean up your inbox and clean up your phone and so on and so forth and make a fresh start as far as that goes. But again, the most important thing is to have those goals in the first place and to start a list so you can start working on them.
Yes. And, one of the keys to really making it a fresh start is when you're getting yourself organized, it's not just about getting organized, it's about getting rid of things, getting rid of that old baggage, not just old goals, but useless files that are cluttering up your desk, cluttering up your computer, checklists from projects that you finished, 6 months ago. Find a way to get all of this away from your day to day. If it's paper and it's something you need, find a filing cabinet, put it away, move that filing cabinet away from your desk. Your desk, your computer, your phone, tablet, whatever it is you're using as a primary organization tool should be focused on things you need now, not stacks and stacks of things that you needed 6 months ago, you needed a year ago, you used it, and now you're done with it. Get it out of the way. Clear your mind, clear your desk, start over.
Yeah, it's a really, really good idea to get into a habit of doing that too, instead of saying, okay, it's the first of the year, I'm going to do that right now. But I would say at least weekly, it's really, really important to do a purge and deletions and so on and so forth of everything that is unimportant. And I know we've talked about being organized in the past. And if you do have the folders for things that are current, and then maybe you're going to look at periodically, if that folder's been there for too long, it's time to throw it out. It's just taking up space and it's wasting your time. One of the things that you can do is take a look, keep a log of what you're doing on a daily basis for a week. And then at the end of the week, look at how much time is productive time, how much time you've wasted, and put a dollar and cents figure on that. Well, what if I had been more organized doing these kind of things? If you have it in front of you, uh, it will really, really tell you a story very, very quickly. And a great way to do this is just to write it down, then put it on a spreadsheet and add up all the times, sort them out by productive, non-productive, this and that. And that'll tell you where you're at. And from that, you can set goals saying, I'm going to increase the productive time by X%. But that's a great place to start as a self-analysis.
Absolutely. Once you know what's going on, then you can make changes. And change is really what a fresh start is about, because you don't want to be doing the same thing again and again and not getting the results you want. And part of being able to change is figuring out how. What else has changed? So in business, if you're using social media to promote yourself, well, social media has changed a lot. Have you changed what you're doing? Are you still using an old website that you haven't updated in years? All of these things need to be updated and kept up to date. And now's a good time to take a look at them and go, oh, I haven't updated my website in 3 years. I should really do something about that. I haven't been posting on social media. I should post something. Or, I'm posting the same sort of thing time and time again. I'm not really getting the results I want. Let me see how I can change that. And there's a lot of little things. It's a good time because there are tons of articles that come out at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, that say, well, what's different in 2020? Things you need to know for 2020. Take a look at these articles, because these folks have actually done the research. They know what the trends are. And these articles are a great place for you to start to figure out how you can make the changes.
Yeah, once you have a list of the changes that you want to make, The beginning of the year is a really, really good time of year to take a look at your network, all of the contacts that you have, people that you haven't talked to for a while, and so on and so forth. And a great way to attack the new year is once you've identified the things that you want to change about yourself and your business. Some of these things you're going to need help doing. And it's a great time of year to give your business a lift just by developing new relationships or going to people to get help in the different areas, collaborating with people to help each other out. Um, so it's really a great time to just go back and see who you know, who the resources are after you get organized so that you can accomplish things in the most efficient way possible.
And if there are people in your business and personal networks that you haven't been in touch with in a while, the new year is a great excuse to reach out to them. Wish them a happy new year. Say hello, see what they're up to, and renew those connections. It's kind of awkward when you haven't heard from somebody in a while to just reach out. And that's the primary reason most people keep putting that off. But just saying Happy New Year gives you the excuse to open up the dialogue again. Say hello, find out what they're doing, tell them what's new with you, and reconnect and strengthen those relationships.
No, and if these are people that you are close with and have had good relationships with in the past, they're very much going to appreciate it. And one great way to approach it, just as you said, is you can say, "Hey, look, I am starting the new year, and one of my resolutions is to get in touch with people that I haven't been in touch with for a long time. So you're on my list, and I mean, have fun with it. You can say, congratulations, you made my list this year, or this or that, or whatever. That will immediately lighten things up, take away anything awkward that might be there, and so on and so forth. So think about a fun approach, person by person, and just go out there and do it.
Exactly. You know, and that's what you just said is very important. It's just go out there and do it. So many things get, well, it's a little awkward. I'm going to put it off. I'm going to put it off. And the more you put it off, the worse the situation gets. Just go out and do it. Touch base with people. Make the plan. Follow through with the plan, but just do it.
Yeah, one of the points, goal setting and then goal planning. Setting it is one thing, but planning is actually the plan of action to implement that and do it. Those are the best two words to use. Just go out and do it.
Right. Having goals is great. Making a plan to achieve them is even better. Actually doing it is the best because you can plan yourself into paralyzation. You don't want to analyze yourself to death. Make the plan and move forward.
Absolutely. And one of the best things to do too when you're starting the year, if you're take a look in the mirror, how are you feeling about different things, about yourself, about how you're doing with uh, life in general, work, relationships? It's a great time of the year to make a commitment to reset your mindset. We talk about this all the time, but if you can reset your mindset to positivity, which is your choice, uh, it's a great, great time of year to commit yourself to this. And basically, a couple of great ways to do that: start a gratitude journal, feel gratitude every day and write it down. Uh, Affirmations are wonderful, but there's a whole lot of different ways that you can do that. And remember, happiness is a choice, and you know that you're going to have your ups and downs. But if you really look at it, the ups are a whole lot higher than the downs are lower. And it's if you take a look and write down things in your gratitude journal, you're going to totally understand that. Write down a gratitude journal, then write down everything you think is wrong with the world, and try to add to that every day. You're going to see that the things on the wrong thing have nothing to do with you and it has to do with others going on around you. And the gratitude journal is something that you're truly grateful for and other people are too. So if you can put positivity into this and realize that that person in the mirror, you, are worth the effort to do that and pat yourself on the back for your achievements instead of saying, I'm not worthy. It's so important to get that mindset going. And this is a great way to reach out to people at the beginning of the year too. Saying, look, we haven't talked in a long time. I always have a great time talking with you, and I hope you're doing well, and so on and so forth. That first of the year